Okay.
Yes, sure. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Jacob Odhiambo. I'm working for Palladium, KenyaEMR project. Please wave if you can hear us. Just wave if you can hear. Okay. Yeah, if you cannot hear, please, Diana will help you. If you're having any problem with your speakers, please just type in the chat box so that we can be able to hear you. So welcome to the KenyaEMR KenyaEMR Upgrade webinar. This is the third in a series of webinars that we will be holding to provide you with support in terms of the adopting and using the KenyaEMR products. Before we start, I would want to introduce the team that will be taking you through the session today. They will be doing a presentation, but also facilitating you to get responses to any questions that you have. So I'll start from the ladies in the room, but for now I'll start with the one on the left so that you can be able to know everyone. So Diana, just start, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Diana To. I work with Palladium. Welcome to this session.
Hi, everyone. My name is Patrick Wango, working with Palladium. Welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Moreri Mwangi. Karibuni sana.
Hi everyone, my name is Bernard Ajwa, also work for HMIS.
Good afternoon, my name is Charles Atelu, also work for HMIS. Welcome.
Hi everyone, my name is Makombe Kennedy, I work with Palladium.
Hi everyone, my name is Valentine Anoch, I work with Palladium. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Antonio Joan, I work with Palladium.
Hello, good afternoon, I'm Bernard Otieno, I work for Palladium. Welcome.
Okay. So behind the scenes, we have an admin who is controlling the session. So I'll let you know how to interact with him. This webinar is conducted in partnership with the Ministry of Health, Palladium, ITech, and the USG and other stakeholders. And for today's session, I will be taking you through the introductory part. And then we will have Bernard Otieno, who will take you through most of the upgrade of the KenyaEMR. So we'll just go straight to the slides so that you can be able to follow the session that we have for today. This session will last just around 1 hour. So we should be done by 4 p.m. With all the things that we have to present today. So as an introduction, as I say, this webinar is conducted in collaboration with the National Ministry of Health, Palladium, the KenyaEMR project, ITech, county health management teams, and other stakeholders who have worked with us to improve KenyaEMR and the associated solutions to where they are today. For today's sessions, we have a chat function in the webinar interface that you'll be interacting with. On the right-hand side, you will be able to type any questions in the chat box. Questions will be monitored and answered during the webinar. And we will also have breaks to take questions and answers as we proceed. At the end of this webinar, we would want the participants to be able to carry out a successful upgrade of KenyaEMR solutions, especially relating to KenyaEMR in your facilities that you run. So in the first session, we'll be taking you through upgrade of KenyaEMR. Session 2, we will highlight features, some of the features that we have in KenyaEMR. Then we will have frequently asked questions, and then we'll go through the next steps And once the USG team joins the webinar, then we'll be able to take any comments from the team that is on the other side. So in terms of participation, we have representatives from the National Ministry of Health. We have health information systems partners who are handling other EMRs in attendance. We have service delivery partners, and we are really hoping that we have the technical teams who will be conducting these upgrades out there. Some of the ground rules for this particular session: the admin will keep your microphones muted at all times, so please don't think that it is broken. Questions will be received through the chat function that I highlighted where it is. The Q&A session will be based on the chat, or the questions received in the chat. We will require that we maintain professional etiquette during the Q&A session, so that we just make everyone comfortable during the webinar. So again, a disclaimer at this point is that this is not a detailed upgrade process. We are going to highlight key procedures that you need to do to conduct your upgrade. So we have detailed upgrade SOPs and video job aids that we'll be sharing as soon as this webinar is completed, and you'll be directed to where you can find them. At this point, I want to hand you over to the next presenter, who is Bernard Otieno. Bernard Otieno is very experienced in supporting KenyaEMR in the field. He's been doing this job for many years, and I think he will be in comfortable hands. Karibu, Bernard.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jacob. Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Bernard Otieno. So I'm going to take you through the KenyaEMR upgrade from version 16.x to version 17. So before I take you through that, I would like us to look at KenyaEMR and the program areas that it supports, and some of the suites that are included within KenyaEMR. So KenyaEMR as an EMR supports care and treatment program, MCH and stroke PMTCT, HTS. It also includes reports, both programmatic and standard reports. We have automated indicator reporting, including the expanded AIR. EMR also supports TB. The TB module is yet to be enhanced, but it is under development. So if you look at your screen, at the bottom page of the screen, you will see additional functionalities that are included in the new version of KenyaEMR. You have HIV testing services below your screen. You will see full drug orders. You will see lab request, which is part of the full orders. We now have the filter tracing tab, and also automated indicator reporting tab. So once you've upgraded your system, you'll be able to see this. You'll be able to see all these functionalities. To the right of the screen, we have an icon for KenyaEMR data tools. This is a tool that is used for customized queries, pivoting, and charts. So if you might want to have additional reports that are not included within the system, then that is the tool for you. So next, we are going to look at the upgrade process itself. So this time around, there are additional stages of upgrade that have been included because of the major alterations that are going to be made within the databases. So we have like 3 more steps to go for you to upgrade KenyaEMR from version 16.x to version 17. So the first step, as you can see on your screen, you will need to download an upgrade package. You'll get that from the online repository. In the next slide, we will share the link. The next step is to create an upgrade manager user in the system. The third stage is to execute the pre-upgrade script, which will prepare your database for the upgrade. The fourth stage is to run the actual upgrade script and also to update OpenMRS tables. The second last step is to execute post-upgrade script that will prepare your database for normal use. This will kind of finalize the upgrade process. The last one is for you to log in and update the search index, and then you enjoy the new KenyaEMR version. So we'll start from the very beginning, where you'll need to get the packages from the internet. So you'll need the internet for you to download these packages. And the packages you need from the GitHub is KenyaEMR version 17.00 package. And of course, it is important to also download release notes. So before you upgrade, we advise that you need to run some of your key reports so that at the end of the upgrade, you may be able to compare these reports so that you see whether there is a difference or not before and after the upgrade. So the first step is to generate MH731 report for the previous month, open it in Excel, and save it as pre-upgrade MH731. Then go to the current on ART within your reports and drill down by clicking on the number of patients on ART. On the screen to the right, you can see current on ART at 44. So if you click on 44, the system will allow you to drill down and give you a line list of those 44 patients. So then you can go down and download that in Excel and also save it as a pre-upgrade ART line list. So then once you save this, these are the reports you are going to compare with the same reports you are going to download right after the upgrade to see whether there is any variation in your numbers. So we are going to start our upgrade process. The first thing you need to do for security purposes so that you don't lose anything if something goes wrong, you need to back up your database. So this is very important. So how do you back up the database? Normally, KenyaEMR has been programmed to back up itself at designated times. Most of the time it is at 11 and at 4 p.m. But because you might be in this facility before or after those specified hours, you may want to just do a manual database backup. So how do we do that? You simply need to log in and run the database upgrade script. So where do you get this? You change directory into user, share, then you open the OpenMRS backup tools directory. Inside there resides OpenMRS backup script. So as you can see on your the right side of your screen, there is a file called OpenMRS_backup.sh. That is the file you need to execute. It will run the backup process. The only thing you need to do is to go to the file system under var, then backups, then KenyaEMR folder. You'll be able to see whether the backup has been done or not. So be sure that you have a backup so that you don't lose anything if something goes wrong. So it is very important for you to back up your database before you attempt to upgrade the database. Now, the second step, which is now a new stage from what we are accustomed to, is to create a user. This user is called Upgrade Manager. So as it is on your screen, it has to be in camel case. So all you need to do is to log into KenyaEMR using admin credentials. Then you create a user account. The username is as it is on your screen exactly, and the camel case is necessary. So this is the account that the script will use to make changes to the database structure as it prepares your database for the upgrade. Once you create this user, you will need to assign the user a clinician's role, and this is mandatory, so be sure that you are able to assign this account clinician's role. Then the last thing you want to do is to assign a provider ID to the new account. So those stages are very necessary so that you don't run into any trouble or you don't run into any errors as you upgrade. So it is necessary for you that you must use the camel case. That means the M in the middle must be capital. So you must assign that name, clinician's role, and you must assign a provider ID to that account. then you save. Once you do that, it is time to prepare your database for upgrade. Because of new inclusions, the new features, for example, the full orders, there is a lot that is going to be changed in the database structure. So it is good to kind of prepare the database for the normal upgrade. So you are required to run a pre-upgrade script at this stage so that you prepare your database for the actual upgrade. So we are assuming at this point that you had already downloaded the upgrade script and you had already placed it in your home folder. So all you need to do is to extract it because it comes, it downloads while it is zipped. So you need to extract it in the home folder. So once you do that, you need to open your command window or a terminal window, if you will, as shown on the right side of your screen. Then you need to change directory into that upgrade package, as well as you can see on the terminal window by typing cd. Then you mention the name of that file. Mostly you are going to find that it is KenyaEMR _17.0.0. So once you change into that directory, there is a script inside that directory called pre-upgrade setup _ script.sh, as you can see. So that is the file you need to execute in this stage so that you can prepare your database for the actual upgrade. So once you do that, Ubuntu will ask you for the root password. This is the password that you used while you are logging into Ubuntu. So this is not a database password. This is the operating system's password that you had used when you are logging into Ubuntu. So type in that password. Normally when you type password on Ubuntu, nothing happens. So you are likely to see nothing happening on your screen even as you type. So just keep typing the correct password and press enter once done, and then the process of pre-upgrade will start. Wait for this process to run to completion before you do the actual upgrade. One thing to note at this stage is that all the commands typed on the terminal window must be in lowercase. So that is very important for you to note. So at this stage, we are assuming that the upgrade process, the pre-upgrade is done. Your database is now ready for the actual upgrade. All you need to do again is to go home where the upgrade package is, change directory inside into that particular package. You are going to find a file called upgrade _ setup _ script.sh. This is the script that will help you in upgrading the database. So all you need to do is to execute that by typing sh space upgrade _ setup _ script.sh. One beautiful thing with Ubuntu is that you don't need to type the entire file name. All you need to do is to type sh space upgrade, then you press tab on your keyboard. The full name will be auto-completed, then you press enter. Once you do that, you might be asked to enter the password again, or you might just be, the process of upgrade might just begin. So if you are asked to type the password, please type in that password. If not, the process of actual upgrade will start by stopping Tomcat, then the rest of the processes will follow. So sit back, wait until the entire upgrade is done. It will take a few minutes, not more than 1 minute. So once it is done, you'll see Tomcat service started, as you can see on the picture to your right. So once that is done, the prompt will return so that we can run the post-upgrade script. Okay, so once we are done with the upgrade, it is now time to upgrade, to do an update on OpenMRS databases. This is because we have changed the web app. So because we have changed the web app, the database has to be altered in a way that suits the new web application. So this we are going to do by logging into KenyaEMR normally. So you will need to open your browser, open the URL for KenyaEMR and press enter. The browser will open. Once it has opened, enter the admin password, username and password, Then OpenMRS will most likely open in the maintenance mode, as you can see on that picture to your right. So all you need to do is to scroll down to the bottom of the screen, and you'll find a green button, which is either written go or it is a sign of next. So just click on that, then the database updates will start. This might take from 1 minute to 5 minutes, all depends on the number of patients in your system and the speed of your machine. So if you have so many patients with a slower machine, this might take slightly longer, but most of the time it doesn't take more than 5 minutes. So it is our advice that you sit back again and wait until all the tasks that are on this screen are checked with green before you proceed to the next step. So the next step is where you want to run the post-upgrade scripts. So this is going to kind of finalize the upgrade process and prepare your database for normal use. So all you need to do again is to go to home folder, go inside the upgrade package. You are going to find a file called postupgrade_script.sh. So this is the file you're going to execute for you to prepare your database for normal use. So how do we do that? Again, you cd into KenyaEMR _17.0.0. Then inside there, you execute that file by typing sh space postupgrade_script. As I'd mentioned earlier, you don't need to remember the entire file name. You simply type sh, then you type post, you press tab on your keyboard, the file name will automatically complete. Then all you need to do at that stage is to press enter, and the post-upgrade operations will begin. So again, you'll need to sit back again and wait as it does its thing until you see Tomcat servlet engine started successfully. Once you see that, it doesn't mean that the upgrade is complete. There is so much that is going on in the background. It will be running a lot of operations in the background, which might take a bit of time, again, depending on the size of your database and the speed of your machine. But this should not go on for more than 10 minutes. So you'll sit back, wait until it is ready. All you need to do is to open your browser and refresh KenyaEMR URL. So it will kind of wait for all the background operations to complete before it loads the page. So one thing at this point is that it might load the page with some error, and most of the error is associated with the cache problem. So you'll see something like null pointer as an error. Please don't panic. That is just a cache issue. All you need to do is to close the browser and start it again. Then you'll be able to load KenyaEMR successfully. So the second last step right now is to log into KenyaEMR and into OpenMRS so that we can rebuild the search index. When we do this upgrade, it affects the database structure, it affects the arrangement of the tables and the index within those tables. So what happens at this stage is that we need to rebuild the indexes. So how do we do this? We log into KenyaEMR normally, but of course, as an administrator, then you go to the administrator tab, open legacy OpenMRS UI, then under maintenance module, locate the search index link. As shown on the screen, you can see there's a button there, rebuild search index. So all you need to do is to click on this and then sit, and wait so that the search index can be rebuilt. It will take a few minutes, maybe 2 to 5 minutes. Then all you need to do is to log out of your system, and at that point, your system will be ready for use. So it is very important that once you load the KenyaEMR for the first time after the upgrade, you need to log into OpenMRS, as I've just showed you, using the steps on your screen, and rebuild the search index. So that step is very, very important if you don't want to run into issues later on. So take note, log in, and rebuild the search index. So once done, we are assuming you have rebuilt the search index and you've logged out of the system. So you are logging back in just to be sure that everything is okay. So you need just to open your browser, launch KenyaEMR normally using the address that you use at your facility. Then server IP address could be the server IP address you use normally, or it can be the local host that you usually use. So under the server IP address, please insert your IP address, then /8080 /OpenMRS. So that is the normal link for KenyaEMR. So log into the system and confirm on your upper left corner that the new version is version 17. At that point, you'll be able to know that you're successfully upgraded your system to version 17.0.0. So once you are done with the upgrade and KenyaEMR is running normally, now it is time to rerun your reports. You remember the initial reports that we ran before we had upgraded the system. So now you need to rerun these reports after upgrade and save them and then compare. So you are going to compare the reports you ran pre-upgrade and the reports that you run post-upgrade. Verify that your reports are okay and that there are no greater variances so that you are sure your data integrity has been maintained. So at this point, should you encounter any error, in the unlikely event that you encounter any challenge during the upgrade, please contact our help desk on this toll-free line. This line is open every weekday between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number is free of charge. It is a toll-free line, so call it anytime between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. and we will be able to help you upgrade your KenyaEMR version. So at this point, I want to take a break and leave some time to answer your questions. I believe there are many questions that have already come in. So we want to take a few minutes and answer those questions before we get to the second section. The second section is going to be, we are going to highlight some of the key features that are in the new version. And it is important for you that when you're doing this upgrade at the facility, it is important that you understand what is new. So then you can also share with the end users at that facility. You may sensitize them on those key features, so then they can also put them to use. So I'm going to just take some few minutes, so then we can respond to your questions. So I'll take it back to Dr. Jacob to coordinate the FAQ session.
Okay. So, so far, there are a few questions which have come through the chat function. Please feel free to add more questions. The admin is also watching for just a few minutes, maybe for 2 questions or so. You can raise your hand by clicking on the chat area. If you want to really need a question that you have to raise, the admin will select you so that you can be able to respond. We can be able to allow you to ask questions. But so far, I want to ask to raise the 2 questions which have been raised. So the first one is so that Anthony can just respond to one of them. What is the, sorry, just reading through, what is the recommended Ubuntu version for KenyaEMR version 17.0? This has come in separately. Then can this run with other versions of Tomcat, e.g. version 7? So I'll ask Anthony to just maybe say a few comments about those 2 issues. then we can proceed as guys type in their questions.
Okay, thank you. So the recommended Ubuntu version is anything 14. From Ubuntu 14, you'll experience greater performance with the system. So it is our recommended minimum version for Ubuntu. Then for Tomcat, our upgrade scripts have been, they default to Tomcat 6, but changing that is pretty simple, and we are happy to guide the process. That is for anyone who has any other versions of Tomcat.
Okay. A new question has come, I think, related to the same. What are some of the challenges that may be encountered during upgrade?
Maybe not a challenge per se, but maybe just a common understanding that when you're doing the upgrade, you need to log in as the admin. So as you're doing the upgrade, if you log in with another account that is not admin, you may encounter some challenges. So it's very recommended that you just know the admin password of the machine, not of EMR.
Yes. Yes. So as more questions are coming, I think it's important to remind your users of the new features that they will get when they upgrade, and I think that is what the next session is all about. A question has come from Kevin. What is required for a fresh install for a new site? I know that is not the subject of today's meeting, but I think maybe we can just make a few statements on the same. A new question has come as the team is preparing to answer that. Is there a way we can make Ubuntu to be compatible with Windows system, because it seems to be unfriendly? Okay, interesting questions are coming on board. Okay. Yes, a new question has come from Kisivuli. What about MySQL version? It would be nice for you to just expound as we are responding to the remaining questions.
Yeah, so I may try and respond to Kevin Kamanwa's question. What is required for a fresh installation? So all you need to do is to have a good machine with very good specs, and you might want to have Ubuntu version 12 and above. For the purposes of software, you need Java. Currently, we are doing Java 7. You also need to have MySQL. You need to download MySQL, and also Tomcat 6. Sorry, so we are using Tomcat 6, Java 7, and MySQL 5.6. So those are the three major dependencies that you need for you to install KenyaEMR. The rest of it is that you need web apps, you need the correct KenyaEMR modules, and the rest of it is simply configurations.
Okay, thanks, Bernard. And I think one thing that Bernard has said, even though KenyaEMR will work with Ubuntu 12 and above, we highly recommend Ubuntu 14 and above. The user experience is very good with Ubuntu 14 and above. And I think this is something that's important because many sites in the field there are having Ubuntu 12. And it would be nice to start planning how these versions can actually be upgraded. So there are other questions which came. Yeah. MySQL version, yeah, do we specify? Okay, that is fine. Okay, so there are more questions that are coming, and I think there are also responses. I think we'll kind of go to the next level there. Feel free to keep typing the questions. We'll respond in the chat, but we may also highlight a few questions that are important to talk about so that we can complete the session. So please proceed with the presentation.
Right, thank you very much. So I would like to proceed. So the next section is going to be to highlight some of the key features in KenyaEMR. What are you likely to see after you have upgraded your system? So this is going to be a summary of what you're likely to see, but in the subsequent slides, you're going to see some of the screenshots of what you are likely to expect once you upgrade your KenyaEMR to version 17. So just to highlight a few features, you are going to see full orders, both for drug and lab. You are going to see enhanced MCH module. This includes all the PMTCT registers and revised forms as per the guidelines. You are likely to see the new screening forms, for example, ART preparations, gender-based violence forms, alcohol and drug abuse, enhanced adherence screening forms, among others. So once you upgrade, take your time, go through these reports, and you're going to see these features. The next thing you're likely to see is the automated indicator reporting, and this includes the expanded AIR as well. So you're likely to see that. Then there is additional reports, especially on TXCAR, differentiated care reports, and pending results. So there is more that you're going to see in the next slides touching on this. So we are going to have some screenshots that are touching on this. And we've also worked to fix some reported bug fixes. So if you are a user or if you are a partner who has reported some bugs in the previous version, you need to check to see whether your reported bug has been fixed. If you think that the bug still exists, reach out through the toll-free line that I shared in the previous slide so that we can have a look at it. So if you want to see a comprehensive list of all the enhancements in the EMR, you are going to find this in the detailed release notes that we are going to share with you. So first, I'll begin with a list of available registers in KenyaEMR based on each program areas. So for example, under MCH PMTCT programs, you can see a list of registers that are now available in the KenyaEMR, including the MOH 710 immunization report, MOH 510, which is the permanent immunization register, among others. Under HTS program, you will see there is HTS register, there is HTS confirmation register, PNS register, family testing register, linkage and referral register. So you'll find all that among other registers and among other reports that are in the system. The other one is under care and treatment program area. You'll see the default tracing register. As much as it is a mini version of it, but it is there and it can give you some reports. We also have ART preparation register, and of course we have enhanced adherence register. All that is under care and treatment. Now, in the pipeline, we are working on daily activity register. We are also working on ART register, and we are also working on default tracing register. So all these are available in the system. They are available within the system interface. You can just go to the reporting tab. You'll be able to find all of this. So next, I want to take you through some of the standard dashboards that are in the KenyaEMR system. So in the dashboard, we have care and treatment tab, HTS tab, and appointment tab. So under care and treatment, you'll find some of the basic statistics for that month, for the previous month, I mean, or for the completed month, if you will. So for example, you find that right now we are in the month of March. So the reports that are indicated on this dashboard are going to be reports for February. Then on the other side, on the right-hand side, we have viral load tracker. We also have summaries that are touching on viral load. This includes the number of patients that have been suppressed, the total number that are not suppressed, and also the total plans with viral load result within the last 12 months. So that is available. You can log into the system under the facility dashboard. You will see all of that. Then HTS tab has been improved. So you can now have, you also have patient index testing with some aggregates, so you can know how many family members have been tested, how many family members know their statuses, and all those reports as indicated on that dashboard. So you can log in and also take a look at that. The next one is the appointments. And again, the last one is differentiated care. So version 17 is coming with the differentiated care, and you are able to see the total number of clients that are stable and the patients that are unstable. And of course, some of the breakdowns based on the gender and also based on the age group disaggregations. So you can find that under differentiated care. Then we look at some of the inbuilt report. As I said, in KenyaEMR, you are going to see reports are all in one tab. So you have common reports under the reporting page, and you can see a list of additional reports that were not there before. For example, you now have TX car line list for the month and also for the quarter. You can run all those. You have differentiated care report for current in care patients. Also, you have HTS confirmation register, among others. So you can take your time after the upgrade and look at all those reports that are available. Nothing much has changed under the cohort analysis section, but again, it is important to mention that this is still available. You can still run your ART cohorts from 6 months to 60 months. So you can still go under reports, cohort analysis, and run your cohort reports as shown there. Under HIV, some few registers and reports have been added. More specifically, the ART preparation register now has been included. Now you have enhanced adherence register under the HIV. So this is on top of the existing reports that have been there. For example, the CQI reports for adults and the CQI reports for PID, all those are still available for your use. Nothing has changed under the TB module. As I told you earlier, that TB module is still undergoing a bit of improvement. So nothing much has changed under the TB module. Under MCH, now you can see there is ANC register. We have maternity register and also the PNC register. So all that is available under MCH Mother Services. Lastly, we have MCH Child Services. Now we have the immunization report, that is MOH 710. We also have the permanent immunization register, as I'd shared with you earlier, among other reports. So you just log in and check whether those reports are available in your version. Again, now we can display differentiated care stability report for current in care clients, and they are disaggregated by age groups and also by gender. And the interesting thing is that you can always click on these numbers. You can click on the values indicated there and drill down to the line list of that indicator, and you can further drill down to the individual patients and see their details, all in KenyaEMR. So you are free to also check on that and see whether you are able to display those numbers for your version. Another interesting feature is now the enhanced contact tree visualization. This will help you kind of visualize the relationship between index patient and other clients. One key thing is that this comes with some little summary which are very important. For example, it comes with the name of the contact and the age, whether it's a child, whether it's an adult. It comes with the year, the age of that particular patient, and more importantly, it shows you the status, whether that relationship is in care, the contact is in care, whether their status is unknown, and something like that. So this is not drawn, it's actually being automatically generated by the system. So once you've upgraded your system, you may want to go under the contact tree and check whether your system is able to generate for you such a tree. Another interesting feature also is the mother-baby pair feature, which helps you to create, it helps you to pair the mother and their children, and you can manage both children and the mother very easily without actually clicking away. So if you are in the mother's profile, you can simply click on any baby that you are seeing below under the relationship and go to their profile and offer any needed services that the child might need. And this relationship, this mother-baby pair feature is not limited to the mother and baby only. You can also pair patients and their partners, their spouses, sibling, and any other relationship that is defined therein. So it's important that you can go in and check to see how you can put this great feature into use at your facility. I've talked about TX CAR report for monthly and quarterly. And one thing is that you can drill down again on these numbers and find a line list of those particular indicators. So for example, from the screen, you can see we have a number of patients present in the current report, but missing in previous reports are 4. You can just click on that 4 and it will pop up the list, the line list of those 4 patients. So that is also very important for you to see which particular patients were in this report, but they were missing in the previous report. So that is also good to have a look at. Then the other one is ARC drug report line listing. You may want to see who are on how many patients are on a particular drug and who are they. So you just click on the number and then you get the line list of that. For example, on the screen, you can see the list of patients on a DTG-based regimen. So then you can just line list that and see exact patients. Next is a TXML report, which is part of the dating report. So you can also run your dating report and you are likely to find the TXML report and see what happens to people who missed their last appointment, whether they were dead, and if they were dead, what was the cause of death. So you can find that in that report. So last but not least, I've informed you about the tool, the KenyaEMR data tool, which is helping us to do ad hoc querying and ad hoc reporting. You might need reports that are outside the scope of the standard reports within the system. So then you can use this tool to help you get those reports. You can customize your queries, you can run your line list, and then populate them on the tables, and also generate some of those tables and pivots. So at that point again, I'd want to pause for another set of questions before we conclude this session. So I'll take it back again to Dr. Jacob to see whether there is any question that is associated with the new features or in our earlier session for the upgrade.
Okay, so there are quite a number of questions that have come through the chat. I know my team is busy here trying to respond to a number of them, but I think I just want to highlight a few that people have raised that maybe we need to respond to directly. Can we take a minute to expound on pharmacy and lab full order functionality? Can pharmacy full orders serve the same purpose as ADT? I think that one is one question that I would want someone to just respond to. Anthony, you'll probably talk about cautions when it comes to upgrading to Ubuntu 14. It will be something that people need to talk about because it really improves user experience, but there are cautions that people need to take care of. Okay. There's a question specifically about upgrade. Is there a similar upgrade process for Windows-based users? I think that's a question that I would want to take at this point. Okay. Kevin is saying version 17 is working very well at Kandara. Good work. Requesting for a report that shows all viral loads received from the interoperability layer. Okay. Talk about registers, the timeline, and the patches. Okay. I think maybe you'll need to expound on that a little bit. But I think maybe, Anthony, you can talk about the upgrade for Windows and then the cautions for upgrading to Ubuntu 14. We just have around 5 minutes left.
Okay, so we discovered that Ubuntu 12 is actually old. So first of all, we need to upgrade it to a higher version like Ubuntu 14 and 16. And we've actually tested KenyaEMR on Ubuntu 14 and Ubuntu 16. So that process is actually beneficial to all users, including clinicians and even those who interact with reports. And most reports from our tests, and even in high volume sites, reports that used to take long on Ubuntu 12 currently take below 1 minute. And by that I mean 731 and Datim. So that upgrade will actually be beneficial. However, upgrading from Ubuntu 12 requires that you get fresh licenses for the thin clients. That process, I think we may need to provide further guidance, but an alternative to that is to actually use desktop machines as clients, because performance-wise, the standalone, the desktops used as clients are very, very fast and very efficient. That is upgrading from Ubuntu 12, which we highly recommend. Then on upgrade process for Windows, we don't know of any implementation on Windows, but if there is anyone with the search, I think they can just reach out to us so that we help with the scripts.
Okay. Yes, so I'll just answer one more question regarding the full orders and the full laboratory, and maybe mix it up with the issue around integration with ADT. So currently, KenyaEMR can exchange registration information with the ADT. So that means that you can register a person in the EMR, and then that person will automatically be sent to ADT. And the important thing is to make sure that the CCC numbers, the format of the CCC numbers as they are in the KenyaEMR should be the same as the CCC number that is in ADT. So you may need to do a bit of data cleaning for existing CCC numbers to make sure that you can be able to match patients between the EMR and the ADT. So the bottom line is, if you register a patient in the EMR, you can be able to actually find that registration in ADT. When you take vital signs in the EMR, you should be able to find those vital signs in ADT, basically the triage information. The only important thing is that for existing clients in ADT, you must make sure that their CCC numbers match the patients who are in the EMR. So moving on to the full order functionalities, one of the reasons that we have not been able to do an electronic prescription to ADT from the EMR is because we have not been having the full order functionality. What the full order functionality does, it allows you to do a prescription from KenyaEMR. So a clinician will be able to actually generate a prescription and also generate a laboratory request form. This was previously not possible in KenyaEMR. What you used to do is just document the lab results or the medication a patient is on. So this sets the stage for us to now move forward and allow for electronic prescription, which is work in progress. So electronic prescription to ADT is work in progress that has not been made active, but we have moved a step closer to it. I'll allow members of the team to add to any question that is in the pipeline. We still have several questions, and even after this webinar is over, we may take a bit of 5 more minutes offline to allow you to generate more questions as we respond to some of them. So please, is there any question that maybe you want to respond to, anyone in the room?
And just to add on the full lab order and pharmacy, one thing you must note, it's not only limited to the HIV drugs alone and the pharmacy, it has all the lab requests that you can do for a patient. So it's not limited to HIV drugs. the HIV lab request. And it's also the drugs. We have several drugs. You can do you can be able to add a drug for a particular patient and be able to view it at later time when the patient comes. So you can the process gives you a way of seeing your past regimens or your past drug for a particular patient. So it's not limited to the HIV alone.
Okay, that's a very important thing to note. Okay. Okay, so it is 4 p.m. There are still many questions that are coming in. Do not despair if we have not mentioned your question in this particular session. We will have an export of all these chat messages that you have sent and the responses. We will extract it and send it back to you with additional responses that clarify some of the things that have been raised in the chat. So feel free to keep typing in your questions, your comments, even your suggestions are welcome, so that we can be able to respond to them and give you a response. And even in the email responses, you can be able to follow up with additional questions. We'll be able to answer them. So at this point, I would want to request that we come to an end to the session. But before we do that, I'll take you back to Bernard Otieno for one last word. And then I've noted the CDC team is in attendance. We'll also give them a chance to just give us final remarks, and then we conclude this session. So Bernard.
All right, thank you, Dr. So in conclusion, please allow me to conclude. First, I would like to inform you that we've prepared some SOPs and some job videos that will help you to kind of conduct these upgrades. So there is a comprehensive set of SOPs for upgrade and videos that are accompanying that. We are going to share that. We are going to put them in the resources page on the National Data Warehouse repository. So on your screen, you'll see the link to the National Data Warehouse repository. It is Data Warehouse.
You can put up the
presentation so that they see the link. So move. All right. Yeah, so I just wanted you to see the link to the National Data Warehouse. All the details are there, all the upgrade materials are there. So please log in using that particular link, go to the resources page and download all the resources that you need. Again, as part of the next plans, we are planning to conduct PMTCT training combined with a full order entry training. Today we've been talking about full orders and it sounds like a new word to many of us. So we are going to have that training. We have scheduled it for a tentative date of 10th to 12th for KenyaEMR partners and 8th to 9th April for IQCare partners. So we'll confirm these dates with you and also confirm the venue for the trainings. So please put that in your calendar. Expect to have the PMTC training within those tentative dates. Otherwise, just like Doc has said, the recordings of this video, of this webinar will be hosted on YouTube as well. So take your time and go to YouTube and download those particular resources. So from me, I'll say thank you very much for listening. I'll take it back to Dr. Jacob to kind of close for us this session. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so before we close, I think Dr. Kimanga is online. Davis, I think maybe the admin will have to find him. So that, yes, there is. Dr. You have been unmuted.
I know I'm still trying to catch up with technology. Thank you, guys. I mean, for me, listening through the presentation, first and foremost, I'm actually very impressed with the work that Palladium has been able to do on KenyaEMR. I know they inherited it less than 2 years back, and the kind of enhancements and the upgrading that they've done is really tremendous, and we really appreciate that. But what I also want to appreciate NASCOP for allowing us to use this resource. And I think it's a pretty powerful resource to be able to reach as many people as possible. From our end, again, one of the things we are trying to do is ensure that technology is actually meeting the needs of service delivery, both reporting and clinical management, but really look forward to partnering with all the service delivery partners out there to be able to continually provide feedback and to continue using the features that we've added into the system in a way that then is able to address their needs. I want to really pledge that we are very responsive, and we look forward to keeping on strengthening this partnership to really ensure that the systems that we build are able to meet both MOH and PEFA needs. And we look forward to really keeping on enhancing this. And I believe that in so doing, we'll really go places. So again, thank you all. And we hope we keep on refining technology and let technology work for all of us. Thanks, team.
Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Kimanga. Thank you for being there to walk this walk with us. Thank you to the Palladium team. The developers are here. They have worked really hard to bring this technology where it is right now. I know without the people who are supporting these systems in the field, Diana, Bernard, the two Bernards here and the team, we would not be where we are right now. And mostly I want to thank you guys as the technical support teams and users and partners who have also helped to refine the technology the way to where we are right now. We still accept more input. Please feel free to go to our help desk through the links that we have shared with you before, and that we keep communicating through email, so that you get us your most, what the features you want most in the system, so that we can prioritize and put them and make it better for everyone. At this point, I want to appreciate the Ministry of Health once more through Jesse, who is here representing the ministry, for the resource that we have here. It's made it simpler for us to conduct training. I want to thank you very much and call this session to a close. Asanteni sana, and have a good afternoon. It's around 5 minutes after, so that you can keep typing your chat. Karibuni, bye.
Bye.
From the